Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about the significance of visual aids in your presentation. As we all know that there are various types of visual aids available, and which type of visual aid will suit to your presentation, that you need to decide prior. So today we will be knowing about all types of visual aids and some techniques and strategies, how can we use them and we can be benefited by their use. Types of visual aids, as you can see, there are different types of visual aids such as slides, overhead projector, computer image projection, and film strip, multi-image presentation, sound slide sets, etc. So there are variety of different types of visual aids are available, and which type of visual aid will suit your presentation, that you need to decide prior, and later on you can infuse them in your presentation to just receive the beneficial or maximum effect that you may have expected from your presentation. First of all, we shall talk about PowerPoint presentation. So Microsoft PowerPoint is excessively used nowadays just to elaborate and create an impact in your presentation. It is the best, and it is the best tool that you can use just to modify, just to enhance your presentation. In this type of presentation, you can insert a range of visual items into your slides, and by that you can improve the focus of the audience, and along with that you can also create slide shows, and you can infuse your information in a very interesting way so that later on you can create an impact. However, your presentation can look as professional presentation by just using this software. And how can you enhance? You will be knowing some more points of the benefits of PowerPoint presentation. Some tips we will use some tips and some strategies by which we can utilize the benefits of PowerPoint presentation in our own presentation. Once we have decided to use PowerPoint in our presentation, then we need to keep in mind certain points, such as we should keep one slide or one key point for each slide. And there are certain things that we need to avoid, such as putting so many text. In spite of that, we can put certain visuals as well, so that we can create some visual effects, and even our information can be taken, the audience can take the information once if we have used some visual effects in that. And the font size also, minimal font size, maximum font size we can keep 24 in our slides, so that it is visible to each and everyone whosoever is sitting in the presentation. And always we should have some backup plan, because once if we are depending upon the PowerPoint presentation, if there is any issue as far as the technical issue is concerned, in that case we should be prepared with some more other strategies that we may be discussing in the upcoming slide, so that we can use them, we can infuse them in our presentation in case we have any problem in playing the PowerPoint presentation. And we can use certain animation effects also, but while using these animation effects, we should keep in mind certain strategies and points that we had already discussed in the session about the animation effects. So once we have set some project objectives for the PPT design templates and PPT presentation, Accordingly, we should always proceed. Number one is white. Next number is whiteboards. We can also use whiteboards in our presentation. Once if we have decided that we are going to discuss certain things, certain points, we want to elaborate some points that we may not be able to discuss, or they may arise at the same time, some calculations if we want to show to them, at even some examples if we want to elaborate to them. In that case, we can always use whiteboards. And you can see here in the picture as well that various types of color pens are also available, just to highlight whatever we want to highlight in our presentation. But whatever we are projecting, that should be concisely presented in front of the audience. Even we should also take care of the handwriting, that it should be large and legible, so that they can read, and even it should be neat and clear, so that everyone could receive the correct message that we may wish to deliver to them. And beforehand, even you can practice writing on the whiteboards, because at that same time you may on certain occasions you may feel that you are nervous and your handwriting may not appear well. You may write little small words or extra large words. So the optimum use of Blackboard can be done prior to your presentation, so that at the same time you will not find any sort of trouble in using whiteboards in your presentation. Now, next thing is video clips. These are also interesting and impactful way of enhancing the effect of your presentation. Once if you have used video clip in your presentation, it will take the interest of each and everyone whosoever has taken part. But you have to ensure that the type of video clip you have used, the length of that video clip should be optimal. Whatever the necessary part is required for that particular presentation, you should play that much only, and residual part can be omitted, and even you can stop the video clip at that time when the unnecessary part appear in the video clip. Once if you are using video clips, you should always inform to the audience that how long your video clip will be and what is the message that you want to give. If by any chance you wish that the audience should receive these types of things, certain strategies can be discussed prior to playing the video clip, so that the audience can mentally prepare themselves that what they have to see in that particular video clip. So this is also engaging and interesting way of presenting yourself. Once if you have used video clips, you will find that the audience is receiving the message and it has become more interesting rather than just only delivering a speech. You can always use these types of video aids, and these will definitely enhance your presentation, enhance the level of your presentation. Next thing is flip chart. Flip charts offer a low cost and low tech solution to your presentation. Once if you do not have a high budget at the time, you can always seek help from flip charts. They are very handy anytime. You can place them, and you can even prepare some extra sheets to convey certain messages prior to your presentation. But always have one main idea in per sheet that you may wish to deliver to your audience. And whatever you are writing in your flip chart, that should be, the text should be readable and everything should be clearly presented in your presentation. It is suggested that you should always write in the dark color ink such as black and blue. Other color inks can be used just to highlight your presentation. As you may observe that I have used the blue color for my whole presentation, but still in order to highlight some points, at some places I have also used red color. So the same can be the case with you as well. While presenting something on flip charts, you can always use black color, blue color, and later on some other such as red color can always be used to highlight certain points that you wish to highlight. Even you can flip back the sheets and you can consolidate certain points, but practice prior presentation so that you will never feel nervous. It is just the same case as you are using the whiteboard. So here the thing is, you will not rub the things, you will just keep on changing the sheets from your flip charts, and even you can present whatever you are willing to present. So this is also a very good tool, and you can always use it in your presentation. It will also create different type of effect in your presentation. Another thing is poster. Posters are very useful, and they are the effective medium of presenting or conveying your message. Various types of posters can be used to convey your thought, your idea, your message through a graphical image, and you can even highlight certain colors. You can use block and capital letters. As you can see, I have also here used, so that everyone can receive the message whatever you wish to deliver through your post. As you may see here, whatever I have written, that is not much highlighted, but you have definitely seen that designing effective poster presentation, this is the part that is visual, and it really creates an impact on the audience. So visuals are really very effective. Visuals play an effective role in your presentation, but the effective and optimum use of visual can be done as per the requirement of your presentation, so that the effect that you wish to receive out of that presentation, that can also be received up to the maximum level. Once you are using posters in your presentation, it should be kept in mind that you should always avoid the posters when presenting to a large audience, as they will not be able to see the content, whatever you have projected on the posters. So it depends upon the number of audience and even the presentation, the place where you are giving the presentation. According to that, only you can select these types of visuals that I am elaborating and discussing today with you all. Next is handouts. You can see the power of handout here in this slide. What are handouts? These are the papers that contain key information of the presentation. As you can see, POWER. So these are the handouts which are conveying the message, whatever we wish to convey regarding if we wish to convey certain important points of our presentation, then also we can always use handouts. They also have a different impact on the audience. And even the appropriate time of giving the handouts to the audience should also be selected by you. Because once if you are delivering some message, if you are conveying certain message, at that time if you will circulate the handouts, then the audience may be busy in reading those handouts rather than listening to you. So all these things are to be taken care of, that when, where, and how you are going to use which type of visual aid and what impact it can create at that particular situation. So you need to manage and provide the audience some information, some key information regarding your presentation that can already be imprinted on the handouts that you will be distributing among them. Even you can provide certain charts, graphs beforehand or prior starting your presentation, so that they may receive certain ideas that what are you going to convey and what they have to receive out of your presentation. The motto by which you are delivering the presentation, the audience should also connect in the same way, and they should also receive the same message that you wish to deliver to them. Product, objects, and art effects are also effective ways of presentation, effective ways or visuals that we can use in our presentation. These are the objects that can always be useful in, and they can create an impact in our presentation. Even the dull topics can be made more interesting by using certain products and objects and even the art effects in your presentation. They will definitely create a different types of environment in your presentation. Once if you have used certain products, objects or artifacts, you should ensure that they will be circulated to each and every one, even those who are sitting at the back side at the last bench. Everyone should receive that particular object. They should observe it for a certain period of time, so that whatever the message you wish to convey through the particular object, particular product or any artifact, that may be received by the audience. So you can always deliver the message that I am circulating this product, this object, this particular artifact, and observe it, look it thoroughly, and just see these points, and you can mention, you can highlight certain points that they need to see while the artifact or the product or the object comes to them. So if once you have already conveyed your message, whatever you want to tell to them, definitely they will also receive the same message that you wish to convey. If you are conducting an experiment or a demonstration, then you need to move little slowly with some gradual movements, so that the audience can follow whatever you want to explain them precisely while the product or the object or the artifacts is being circulated. So all these things, although you have circulated an object, but still now you have come to the another point. This should never happen. Once if you are elaborating or giving elaborations about that particular object, then at that time the object should move among the audience, and each and everyone ensure that each and everyone should get chance of minutely observing at that particular object that is a part of that presentation. Now some key points for using visual aids, that once if you are using a visual aid, you can see the impact. One person is keeping a board on which many things are written, and on another side and only you can see an image of apple. So you may have definitely received the idea, okay, that person is definitely willing to say something about an apple. And if you have some previous knowledge regarding apple, you can correlate everything and you can understand that thing immediately as soon as the person will speak out, elaborate certain things about apple. So you can see the impact that may be created through the visual that you must have used in your presentation. So you should always try that your presentation room is like it is prepared beforehand, and whatever visual aid you are using, it is placed to a particular or certain particular place, so that everyone sitting in that auditorium, sitting in that room, can see to that particular visual image that you are going to use in your presentation. And also remember that the audience should be able to understand an image almost immediately, as you may have immediately understood that apple is there about which you wish to convey the message or you wish to convey the information. information. You should always practice before presentation so that you may know certain weak points that you may wish to eradicate from your presentation. And even the color combinations are also important factors that you should always keep in mind before giving your presentation. And ensure that you practice with your visual aids. Once if you have decided that this sort of visual aid I'm going to use in my presentation, then it should be practiced prior presentation so that whatever the problems you may be receiving during your presentation, you are well aware of those problems prior to your presentation, and even you can eradicate those problems. You can find certain alternatives for that problems that you may have, that you may receive while you will present or while you deliver your presentation. It is suggested that using color increase people's motivation just to read anything rather than taking certain images. It always creates enthusiasm for your presentation. So you should always use these visual aids in your presentation so that whatever the message you wish to deliver to them, it may be received by the audience immediately. Using color wheel for your presentation is another significant point that you need to keep in mind. Using the color wheel can always help you in choosing your presentation's color. So you can see here various colors are available and what is the impact of a particular color I am going to elaborate right now. So these are the basic colors and the basic guidelines of all the colors. If you are using the bright colors such as red, orange, then you may find that the presentation will convey the message of excitement and alert, so that this sort of message, if you wish to convey, you can use this color. If you wish to convey the message of confidence, warmth, wisdom, then always you can use green color. On the other hand, dignity, sophistication, this sort of messages can always be conveyed through purple color. And white color always creates professionalism and innocence. So if you want to keep your presentation just like new, innocent, and even some professionalism you wish to infuse in your presentation, you can always go for white color. On the other hand, blue color is associated with truth, trust, and justice. So each and every color conveys certain messages, and if once you have decided to use certain colors in your presentation, they are going to deliver certain messages that you wish to deliver. So as per the messages that you may have observed here, you can choose certain colors, as orange always conveys action and optimism. On the other hand, friendliness and warmth, these sort of messages can be conveyed to brown color, and gray always deliver the message of integrity and maturity. So minutely, if we observe the color wheel, we may find that each and every color has its own unique importance, and they convey certain messages that we wish to convey to the audience. So minutely, you should choose your colors, and the message that you wish to deliver to them, accordingly the color can be chosen. At the time of conclusion, we can say that the visual aids are really important if we wish to create our presentation an interesting one, and if the message that we may have conveyed that we received from our audience to the optimum level, if we have these sort of desires, then definitely we should use visual aids in our presentation. As we can see here in this picture, that 60% of the populations are visual friendly and 30 are auditory. and 10 are kinetic. So you can see this sort of effect, this percentage. So you may remember only 20% of what they read. So if a readable matter is there, you will not, even you will read it, you may not recall it, you may not retain the message in your brain. Once if you have seen something, that information, that message may definitely be retained by your brain cells for a longer time, and that image will always be imprinted in your brain cells forever, as the visual image always conveys always conveys the message in a way so that you receive it and you wish to keep that message into your brain. So if once the message is saved in your brain cells, you may never feel like using it. You wish to create your presentation an effective one, then obviously you should include certain visuals in your presentation. So whatever we have discussed today, we are going to use in our presentation so that we can create an impact, or so that